And it's time now for Focus 50 Plus, and Dr. George Schofield joins us. Good morning.
Good morning.
What are we talking about today?
So this morning I'd like to talk about what I'm beginning to think of as the second big letting go.
And that is?
So what's been in my face, what people have been talking to me on the street and through phone calls in the last couple of weeks is their grandchildren are growing up and going away. Okay. And they're having a struggle with this.
Okay.
So when their kids went away, that was the first big
one.
letting go.
Right.
I'm getting all these stories now about my grandchildren are going off to college, they don't want to come and play, I really miss all that. I'm thinking of that as the second big letting go, and it's been so prevalent that I thought we should talk about it this morning.
It's, I guess it must be hard because folks are so devoted
Yes.
to their grandkids.
Yeah, we want to be devoted to our grandkids to some level. Mm-hmm. Now remember, there's a distribution, a bell curve here from way involved with grandkids to almost having nothing to do with them. Mm-hmm. So we have to acknowledge that this is a portion of the population that's saying, wow, this has been so important to my identity and so important to my sense of my life that this feels like another very large loss.
Oh my God. So what I'm almost going through that because my son just about next year he'll be off to college, but every little milestone took him to the pediatrician. I cried because it's the last time we go to the pediatrician.
That's right.
You know, so
that's
yeah.
right.
Anyway, so what do we need to do about this?
So there are a number of things, and it really has to do with planning and acknowledging the fact that all kids grow up and it should at some level go away and start their own lives.
Right.
So and what was really interesting to me is that a man basically said to me, I thought when we retired, my wife and I would spend a lot of time together, but I have to take a number to get her attention right behind my grandchildren. Right. No wonder she's grieving.
Right.
So one, you really need to pay attention to your network. Who are your friends? Who are you hanging out with? Mm-hmm. How are you spending your time? That's one. Two, what are your interests? Do you have interests that just belong to you and aren't tied to your grandchildren at all, that take a reasonable amount of your energy and a portion of your life? And then the third one is, what are your primary relationships, whether it's with a spouse or significant friends? Are you nurturing those? Because if you let those wilt and people turn their attention and their loyalties elsewhere while you're really busy and devoted with the grandkids, and we do want to be devoted to the grandkids, how do we create a balance here? So it's looking at your activities, looking at your friendships, looking at your significant other, and making sure that that gets fed along the way, so there's a balance and it isn't this almost like an on and off light switch when the kids go away. Right.
Oh, great tips. So thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Thanks, Kathy.
Stick around. We're back on the other side of this break.